Well, President Biden has approved California's emergency declaration as the state braces for more severe weather. At least 12 people are dead following a series of storms over the last week and a half or so. Torrential downpours and damaging winds have battered the northern part of the state. Governor Gavin Newsom is urging people to stay home, saying that this week's storms could be even more dangerous. So local CBS News reporter Rick Montanez is here to discuss. Rick, I was sort of surprised to learn that there are warnings that the worst is yet to come. It seems like, California has already sort of seen the wrath of Mother Nature.
And we've seen it quite a bit recently. And the thing is, here in Southern California, we're used to some rain, but to have these back-to-back storms really is difficult for a lot of people. And of course, for the landscape here. We'll show you real quick where we are. We're in Ventura, California right now, just about an hour outside of Los Angeles. And this is an RV park called the Ventura Beach RV Resort. It is under an evacuation warning at this point because it's a low-lying property and it has flooded before. So they've been given notice that if conditions worsen, if more rain comes down, that there could be flooding here from a nearby river and also from these streets and just everywhere around it. So there are neighborhoods that are certainly keeping an eye on what can happen as more rain comes down. We thought we had a huge storm on Thursday, and this one apparently promises to be even bigger.
And if you could just break down how much rain you all are expecting to really, truly understand why this storm could be so damaging.
We've had anywhere between, the expectation is 2 to 4 inches in most of the metro areas, but it could be even higher in some of the foothill communities. In the San Gabriel Valley, there are burn scar areas from past wildfires. So when we get a lot of rain coming down in those areas in a short amount of time, there could be heavy mud flows and landslides that result from that. And that's just from a couple of inches. So again, the expectation with this storm is about 2 to 4 inches. That's what we received in some areas over the end of last week. And of course, we've had back-to-back storms. So when you add all of this up, the ground is very saturated. So there is a lot of worry for those mountain and foothill communities as well.
So what's the situation this morning in regards to the power supply? We've seen that this sort of severe weather can really sort of take the power supply offline, if you will, for quite a while.
And there have been some of those problems. Here in Southern California, we haven't seen much just yet. But of course, that is always the concern. And, when these crews are out trying to do some of the reparative work to get the power back online, it can be difficult for them because of the heavy rains. But fortunately, at this point, we're not seeing much of that problem just yet.
Does it feel like people are heeding those warnings? We know the president, for instance, has approved a California state of emergency, freeing up, some funds and whatnot to help that community. But what are people on the ground saying? Do they believe it's going to be as bad as some meteorologists are predicting?
It varies from neighborhood to neighborhood, and that declaration you're talking about covers more than a dozen counties here in California. And even in Los Angeles County, for example, the topography varies quite drastically. So you see people who live in the foothill communities who really do pay attention to those warnings. Some neighborhoods have K-rails, those cement barriers that we see on the sides of freeways that line their streets, and that helps direct mud flow. So in those communities, you get people who regularly go out and grab sandbags to line the outside of their house and their property. And they also have restrictions on where they can park when it rains, and even as simple as putting out trash cans when the rain starts to come down. There's restrictions on those things. But here in Ventura at this RV park, we were actually talking to someone who is staying here temporarily because he's working in the area, but he says it didn't flood last time, so I'm not concerned this time. But he did say he's keeping an eye on things, and if he sees the danger of floodwater starting to move in, then he'll take action.
I just can't get over sort of the irony of you standing right beside a sign that says spots available, because these are spots that they're available all right because no one should be there.
Yeah.
Rick, thanks.